Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, Lord. This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know when Mace, Posse, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rocking over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets? That's a close encounter of what kind? Gentlemen. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio Kingpin.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Indianapolis Colts taking on the NFC champions. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis, beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl, all the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment, this type of a game. For all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talk these last couple weeks about the buildup, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, D. Watch the air. Now. Watch safety 3.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Here we go. Greystone, travel. Alpha.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
So much for coming out throwing, as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. They'll set up a throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way down. That's caught inside the 20. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Now a handoff looking right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. with the first touchdown of this Super Bowl as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. The stop was made by Jannard Avery.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wilson. And he slings one that's incomplete. Chris Carson, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 25-yard line. On 1st down, it's Carson. And down inside the 15 he goes. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Taking it in from 14 yards out as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis 1st down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now this time he'll look to throw. his big tight end over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
7-7, our score after 1. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's a run with Matt. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Almost gets to the 10. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
He's coming. Hard. Hey, lock it. Undercut. Hey, check 24.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Baby, get him, boy. Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Five. Speed trip.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Here's Carson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
It's just me and you. 58, boys, 58, Mike. Come on. Check three. No. Off.
From the 44, Wilson escaping the pressure right. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the shotgun, Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Carson, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. He'll let this go for the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers. Now, on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 15-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 2nd and 7, Wilson flush to his right. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. On the tackle there, Natrell Jamerson out of Wisconsin.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Now Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Jennings was the one he was looking for. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Hey. Rock it. Ready?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 5.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Cut, 380.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
To throw is Wilson. Being chased out left. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They run for it with Carson. He's going to have the first down past the 20, and they will finally get him down to the 27-yard line. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Partner, do we have a medic here? Can I get a cold compress from my head right now? Watching these play calls, I know that they're in the red zone. But he's in his own red zone, not the opposite red zone to decide to go for it. How did this happen?
Hey, risky, but it paid off. I agree. You keep calling plays like that, you're going to need a lot of antacids on the sideline. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 40.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
60 outlaw. Leo.
Check. Switch. 25. Check 25. Check 24.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Go.
Right back to him on 1st down. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Shaquille Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
52. 57. Watch the curve. 57's the mic. 57's the mic. Hey, watch.
Go.
They'll set up to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. In for the score. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Jennings was the one he was looking for. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Deuce.
Now a handoff here to his running back. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run here with Mack. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 19. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead. But I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A gain there of 21 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and look like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Go!
50 seconds. Mike, 50 seconds.
2nd and 1. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge. And someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He was waving the hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. This is Carson. And an Allen to run. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll run on first down. Carson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 2nd down, it's Armstrong. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 8 yards out, and the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and through by Myers, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick, and this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Ready. 50 seconds, watch the slant. Get it.
And they take a knee. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Ready, 30 base. Hey, Sam on. Snap.
And to give this time to the tailback. And an alley to run. Past the 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there with his 3rd touchdown. first out of this Super Bowl. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in Indianapolis. The Colts are the Super Bowl champs. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.